So in the beginning of all videos, you're supposed to have this hook that really reels the people in, but it would just seem I'm a terrible hooker. Wait, what? I bet you could tell you were supposed to laugh. And I'm pretty sure you didn't. I'll call that a laugh point. Well, not the not laughing bit, but the fact that you might have laughed. The only thing science seems to be able to conclude on what's funny is that I'm not. No, really, why we laugh is like the Hunger Games of theories. There's at least 3 main ones. An endless ocean of side theories, including it's evolutionary magic, don't touch it. But in spite of science going all deathmatch on each other, we do have a few rules of thumbs. Guidelines, if you will. Closer and nearer. Your friend tripping is funny. He's closer. The stupidity behind your friend falling is funny as well. Professional stand-ups will use that as a means to make you laugh. Well, and as well as just about every funny cat video ever. Coincidentally, it's also a theory of humor, the superiority theory. Look at that idiot, he jumped onto a rail and hurt his nuts. I would never jump onto a rail and hurt my nuts like that. He's stupid. It's basic instinct, really. But unlike your friend, who is close, me tripping over my own feet is not funny, unless the news headlines reads, "Wannabe YouTuber falls over own feet, dusts himself off and sneaks off." Laugh point. That was an exaggeration, which is funny. Well, maybe not this one, but you get the point. Also, the voice is part of it. No need to call me a shrink. I'm good. And speaking of being a clumsy fool and exaggerations, Ueno-san, How Clumsy You Are, is a comedy that uses these 2 comedic effects all the time. Kaguya Wants to Be Confessed To does this as well. Look, they're basically the same show. The show is about a group of 2 girls and a boy who hangs out together after school at an extracurricular activity. It's a skit-based show that focuses on the budding romance between the resourceful, yet quirky, girl who'll try a load of absurd schemes to make that one boy confess his love for her. The male lead would usually fall into traps, but sidestep the planned outcome. The final character in the trio is a female character who occasionally intervenes for better or worse, but she's not involved in the entire love affair. The skits both use exaggeration and superiority, but there's just a small difference in the twists. Here's an example. Kaguya-sama's exaggeration here is from the mind games being blown way out of proportion. And it's relatable because, come on, you can't call for 4 hours or he will think you're desperate. Which probably is overthinking it. And the fact that these characters are superior elites and they overthink things so much that this stupid character will outsmart them all the time is funny because suddenly they're played as fools. The superiority theory. Au contraire, Ueno-san is also exaggerating it. The reactions she has to things that are her own fault are completely overblown, but she's an idiot for not knowing what was actually meant, despite being a great inventor. But she's not exactly being outsmarted, and it's not so relatable because who has these things and who does that? All that means is the appeal might be narrower. There are few people who are likely to laugh. Look, comedy criticism is a young discipline. And let's face it, I tried to get into Gintama, and I didn't like it. Half of you just thought I should be strung up for that one. Humor is subjective, and the appeal might be broader or narrower, but someone's gonna be laughing either way. Someone laughed at Onagoro, and that's just fart jokes. And the farts are talking and giving life advice and shit, I don't know. I mean, imagine you need life advice from a fart. So the actual greatest flaw in Ueno-san, it's really just the typical obliviousness, but dialed up to 11. Kaguya-sama has a different mechanic keeping the 2 from each other. Pride. Both characters want to be together, but they don't want to confess because their pride won't allow for it. And that's simply a stronger obstacle, because they can gradually get closer without actually confessing. While Ueno-san's Tanaka either knows that she likes him or not. It's a much more binary system and makes the gradually getting close a bit harder to do. And yeah, the show seems to avoid it. So Kaguya-sama Wants to Be Confessed To will develop relationships in the downtime between all the jokes, while Ueno-san struggles to do this, which ultimately might just be my pick for why Kaguya-sama is so much better than Ueno-san